terminally ill woman ends her own life.
Google director visits UP. I'm Dan Campanen.
And I'm Hannah Schutzkis, and this is your Public Eye News. After several Michigan communities passed marijuana proposals that allow people over the age of 21 to possess an ounce of marijuana, 10 other Michigan areas are putting marijuana possession proposals on the general election ballot. Most of these proposals are calling for either the legalization or decriminalization of possessing small amounts of the drug for personal use. Voting on the topic will occur in areas including Berkeley, Pleasant Ridge, and Harrison. Currently, the state law prohibits use and possession of marijuana unless it is for medical reasons. An Iron River man's sentencing date has been set for January 2015 after he was convicted of murdering his best friend. Ryan Anderson was found guilty in August of killing Christopher King while at an oil field camp in North Dakota. Anderson claims he was merely acting in self-defense when he stabbed King to death during what officials are calling an alcohol-fueled dispute. Anderson could be facing a sentence of up to life in prison without parole.
A crowdfunding campaign is being started to help fund the Ironwood Art Park. The effort is taking place through the Michigan-based crowdfunding platform Patronicity. The Michigan Economic Development Corps, the City of Ironwood, the Downtown Ironwood Development Corps, the Ironwood Art Place, and Historic Theater are all involved. The goal is to raise $10,000 by December 6th and also to get a matching $10,000 grant from MEDC. When completed, the park will be between the Art Place and the theater and will house art, be a venue for art classes, and be an open space for the public. The director of Google in Ann Arbor, Mike Miller, was in Marquette yesterday speaking to the Marquette County Economic Club. Miller has run the office for the last 5 years and has seen steady job growth. The Ann Arbor office deals with advertising and sales for Google and also works with businesses large and small to help them adapt to rapid changes in technology. Miller spoke about the rise of consumer-driven technology and the encouragement that Google gives to tech businesses that spring up around Detroit and Ann Arbor.
The United States Coast Guard has found the man who was missing in the Porcupine Mountains for over 15 hours. Daniel Robert Smith was hiking in the Porcupine Mountain State Park on Saturday, and when he failed to meet up with his wife at the agreed-upon time and place, she contacted police. Troopers called in the Coast Guard, who found Smith thanks to a campfire he had started earlier. Smith was airlifted out and reunited with his wife. No injuries have been reported. The Wildlife Rehabilitation Organization, Wildlife of Wisconsin, is asking the public to donate and help feed several starving birds. One of these birds, a pelican, was discovered by a group at a mobile home park, suffering from severe head injuries and multiple parasites. The bird weighed 4 pounds below average and initially refused to eat. Wildlife of Wisconsin is asking the public for help by donating fish to feed these birds. And we'll be back with your national and international news after the break.
So how did we get to today's refrigerated world? It took people like the college dropout who tried to ship blocks of ice cut from a frozen lake in Boston to steamy Georgia.
Everywhere he goes, the ice melts.
And a guy trying to feed his family in the Arctic. Discovering how to make things cold has changed our world in many unexpected ways.
Join us Wednesday evening at 10.
Welcome back. The head of the Naval Warfare Special Command had warned Navy SEALs against betraying their promise to maintain secrecy just days ahead of a SEAL's new interview on 60 Minutes, defending his publication of details from the Osama bin Laden mission. The open letter specifies that the warning holds after a mission has even ended, and it scolds those seeking public credit. The warning is seemingly directed at both Michael Bissonnette, who revealed his role in the 2011 bin Laden mission with 60 Minutes on Sunday, and at a soldier at the center of an upcoming Fox News documentary. The October 31st letter from Admiral Brian Losey was addressed to his teammates, saying, quote, "The most important credit we can garner is the respect of our teammates and partners," end quote. Losey's predecessor also sent a letter telling the SEALs to keep their confidence in their missions. This midterm election day features a fight for control of the U.S. Senate as Republicans are trying to edge out Democrats in 9 battleground states. Mark Albert has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Steal the Senate and hold the House. That's the Republican battle plan this election day. But Democrats are not giving up hope.
I hope we'll have another 6 years in Washington to be able to be the voice for the people of the state.
9 of the 36 Senate races are considered toss-ups. According to the latest CBS News Battleground Tracker, Republicans are likely to add 6 Senate seats, just enough for a 51 to 49 majority. If the GOP takes back the Senate for the first time in 8 years, Kentucky's Mitch McConnell, who is expected to win re-election, would be in line to become majority leader. He has promised to push Republican priorities like the Keystone XL pipeline and changes to President Obama's health care law.
Obviously, the president is the only person who can sign something into law. So whether we can make much progress in the next 2 years depends upon him.
Some political analysts say high voter turnout could help Democrats hold on to the Senate. But pollsters expect turnout to be low, with more voters fed up than fired up.
We've been talking about this as a base election. If the number of moderates, people who identify themselves as moderates, is very low, then we'll know that people looked at this, they just got sick of it, and they said, I'm going to do something else other than vote today.
Control of the Senate may not be determined overnight, with late results from Alaska, Colorado, and Iowa. Polls show Georgia and Louisiana are also likely headed for runoff elections. Mark Albert for CBS News, Washington.
29-year-old Brittany Maynard ended her life on Saturday under Oregon's Death with Dignity Act. She was diagnosed with stage 4 glioblastoma multiforme, a form of terminal brain cancer, about 6 months ago. An end-of-life choice advocacy group, Compassion and Choices, made the announcement on Sunday, stating that she, quote, died as she intended, peacefully in her bedroom in the arms of her loved ones, end quote. Maynard was a world traveler who loved to volunteer, especially at animal rescue organizations. She is survived by her husband and his family, as well as her mother and her stepfather. And research for Ebola vaccines is in full swing as fear of national security is in the forefront. Alex Dmitrick has more details on the latest developments.
Ebola isn't the only virus capable of killing, so 3 of the deadliest are themselves targets for researchers combining multiple protection in a single vaccine.
Which is called a trivalent because it has 3 different components, will protect against all filoviruses.
Those viruses are the Zaire Ebola currently hitting West Africa, the Sudan Ebola, and the Angola Marburg virus. And if it seems they couldn't get any more dangerous.
All 3, I believe, have been weaponized or were weaponized many years back.
Which is why the Department of Defense is investing nearly $10 million with this Baltimore company. The work Perfectus Biosciences is doing on a multiple virus vaccine started before the current Ebola crisis. The outbreak has added urgency.
We have to come out with something that is ultimately going to make healthcare workers feel safe.
Right now, it's training videos like this one from Johns Hopkins. But in trials on monkeys, the Perfectus vaccine is showing another line of protection may be coming.
The administration of a second dose of the vaccine causes a huge increase in the immunity and presumptively will provide lifelong immunity.
Provided the jump from lab research to human trials lives up to the vaccine's promise. Alex Dmitrick, WJZ Eyewitness News.
Germany is moving closer towards getting its first state governor from a party with communist roots. Germany's main center-left party, the Social Democrats, said a party ballot in the eastern state of Thuringia showed 70% favoring negotiations to join a regional government led by left party candidate Bodo Ramelow. The Social Democrats finished third in an indecisive Saturday election, but their decision will be crucial in the formation of a new state government. Ramelow himself is not a communist, but his party is descended partly from East Germany's communist rulers. Thuringia's state legislature is expected to elect the governor in a few weeks. And stay tuned because after the break, we'll have your weather and your sports.
So how did we get to today's refrigerated world? It took people like the college dropout who tried to ship blocks of ice cut from a frozen lake in Boston to steamy Georgia.
Everywhere he goes, the ice melts.
And a guy trying to feed his family in the Arctic. Discovering how to make things cold has changed our world in many unexpected ways.
Join us Wednesday evening at 10.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. My name's Dane Wormlinger with your local weather. Well, as you can see in the Academic Mall behind me, the weather is starting to cool down. Right now in Marquette, it's about 39 degrees, but with the wind chill, it feels a bit cooler. Winds right now are west at 17 miles per hour, and the barometric pressure is holding at 29.70 inches. Looking into tonight, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a low of 32 degrees and winds west at 11 miles per hour. Looking into tomorrow, you can expect cloudy skies with a high of 41 degrees and winds west at 11 miles per hour. Around the UP right now in Sault Ste. Marie, 46 degrees with cloudy skies. Manistee is at 46 degrees as well. And Escanaba and Menominee are both at 45 degrees. Iron Mountain is at 40 degrees with cloudy skies. Ironwood at 39, and Houghton is at 40 degrees with cloudy skies. Back here in Marquette, it's 39 degrees with cloudy skies. Looking ahead, on Thursday, you can expect a high of 36 degrees with a low of 27 degrees with a rain-snow mix. On Friday, you can expect a high of 33 degrees, a low of 27 degrees with partly cloudy skies. On Saturday, a high of 35 degrees and a low of 20 degrees with rain-snow mix. Well, it looks like the weather's not giving up, but are the Lions giving up or are they still holding in?
They're holding in. They're at 3 wins in a row and they got a couple good players coming back.
Awesome.
Detroit Lions players Calvin Johnson and Reggie Bush returned to practice on Monday. Johnson has not played since October 5th after suffering from an ankle sprain, and Bush has missed 2 of the last 3 games with an ankle sprain of his own. The Lions had a bye week this past week, but are coming off of 3 wins in a row against the Vikings, Saints, and Atlanta Falcons. The Lions are returning to Ford Field this Sunday after a London-based game against the Falcons, which they won 22-21, led by quarterback Matthew Stafford. The Lions plan to get Johnson and Bush back into the lineup this week to take on the Miami Dolphins this Sunday at Ford Field at 1 p.m. Opening week of the NBA is in the books. The first week of the season was headed by many entertaining storylines, including LeBron James' return to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Superstars Derrick Rose and Kobe Bryant both returned to their respective teams after missing most of last season with injuries. The Miami Heat are off to a 3-0 start after losing LeBron James in the offseason, and is the only undefeated team left in the Eastern Conference. The Detroit Pistons are off to a rough start, having lost all 3 of their games so far this season. The good news is that Detroit has plenty of time to bounce back and much to look forward to, with new coach Stan Van Gundy leading the way and young players Andre Drummond and Greg Monroe looking fresh and dominant so far this season. Detroit takes on the New York Knicks tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. at the Palace of Auburn Hills. Superstar running back Adrian Peterson has reached a plea deal in his child abuse case. The Minnesota Viking is not expected to face any jail time after he pled guilty to a lesser charge than the felony child abuse charge he originally faced. Peterson will plead to 1 misdemeanor count of reckless assault. Peterson was indicted in September and has been on the NFL Commissioner's exempt list ever since. If Judge Kelly Case accepts Peterson's plea, he will face a probation, $2,000 fine, and 80 hours of community service. So, Dan, if I were in Cranston, Rhode Island, could I look forward to baked goods when I head out to vote?
No, you can't, actually. It's a little stinky. Sad news for those in Cranston, Rhode Island. They will no longer be able to get brownies and ballots. Yes, the Board of Election is banning Election Day bake sales at school polling places. Election officials say the bake sale would interfere with processes and violate state law. The Election Day bake sales are a traditional for many groups in the area.
Can't look forward to baked goods when I vote. I don't know if I want to vote anymore.
I know. If I can't get a Danish and then vote Democrat, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life.
But the weather's still looking pretty good, so maybe kind of cloudy, but maybe there'll still be some voters that show up.
Hopefully.
Oh yeah, I would hope so. But all right, got Calvin Johnson and Reggie Bush both coming back to the Detroit Lions right now.
Hopefully we can get to 4 wins in a row.
I would hope so.
Yep. That's all we have for you here at Public Eye News. Join us again tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.